Do you like decent drives, potentially parable putts? Well, look no further as I take on the tropical golfing paradise that is Palm Springs Golf and Country Club. Let's head in for our tee time and kick things off. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in to the latest episode. Today we're playing the resort course, one of 3 9-hole courses at Palm Springs, located in Batam, Indonesia. The white tips are a little over 2,500 meters or 2,800 yards, and hole number 1 is a par 5 dogleg right with water on the right and bunkers surrounding the green. Definitely a difficult start. Pretty happy with this shot. Hit my driver and the goal was just to get at that corner and pretty much landed right there with a clear view of the green. You can see how many bunkers are there and the green is right behind them. No joke, and I just did my best here with a 3-wood to get it close. Unfortunately I topped it and so it came out as more of a stinger, but I still avoided the bunkers, so I say mission accomplished. Alright, we got a bit of a chip here, just trying to get it on the green. Hit it a bit hard, obviously didn't want it to roll back down. But yeah, we're pin high and test the putt here to try and close off for a birdie. First hole, didn't really get any putting practice in, and surprisingly the greens were a bit faster than I expected. And unfortunately, I hit it too hard on the first putt, not hard enough on the second putt, so the classic bogey 3-putt as a result. Second hole is a par 3, not too difficult, just got to get over this main bunker. Okay, I missed the green, but not by much, just on the right side, pretty safe. Alright, I'm stuck in the rough, so never ideal. I'm not the best with chipping, still trying to improve it, and so sometimes you get results like this. And if you look closely, I scared off some birds. Luckily no bird was harmed in this filming. So I got this really difficult chip up here and definitely duffed it, so unfortunately I had to do the walk of shame up and learn my lesson, so I picked up the putter. I knocked it into the circle, so that's 5 on a par 3. So I'm up +3 at the moment and trying to improve from here. Hole number 3, also pretty clean. A lot of fairway to work with, some hills on the right side. Just nailed my driver. I felt like I was pretty happy with the result. Nice little draw into the center of the fairway. About 150 meters to go here. Didn't really get under it enough, didn't necessarily top it, but it definitely ran a bit over the green on the right side, just trying to chip it close. And I was pretty pumped with that chip actually, landed right in the circle, so we'll knock that in for a par. The caddy was a big help actually, he was a coach for 15 years, so he gave me a lot of tips. This is hole number 4, par 4, there's a huge water on the right side. Well, luckily I hooked it, but it started out right, so it landed more so on the left side and avoided the water, but not by much. Trying to get it on the green here so we can get a green in regulation. And decent hit, but unfortunately didn't get enough under it, and so landed a bit short. Another funny mishap, dropped the club as soon as it hit the ground, classic. Alright, let's get it on green. Got some nice air under that one, but it was a bit further than ideal. So another testy putt here for par. Still trying to feel out the greens. Didn't even get that in the circle, unfortunately. And luckily my caddy was being generous, and so he just called that good. Okay, hole number 5 here. Pretty straight. Just need to hit it in the fairway. Definitely got under that one. Again, another hook. Still trying to get a feel for my driver, but because they're starting out right, it's actually working out. So hopefully I don't actually fade it. So he's trying to give me pointers to fix that. Having been a coach for 15 years, he actually gave me quite a few that were really helpful. Still don't know if it was because he was annoyed or because he was trying to help, but either way, I appreciate it. And again, clearly, I don't know if I wasn't listening or I just wasn't doing it well, but the iron shot didn't go well. Tried to make up for it here, and again, another stinger. This is kind of early on in my learning, in my playing days, so it's not the most pretty golf, but I try to keep it authentic and show you guys kind of exactly what it looks like from my point of view, while at the same time showing off the beautiful courses I get a chance to play. So we're on green in 4 on a par 4, so trying to sink this in, and unfortunately I nailed that. Last 2 putts I hit were short, and so I think I was just trying to overcompensate for that. This is not the prettiest putting performance on this hole. Absolute atrocity. Unfortunately, it was a 4 putt, but I promise you, that's the worst it gets, so stick around for much better golf. Okay, because of that double par, I'm now +8 heading into hole number 6, but we've got a par 3, so we're trying to get it on green here and make up for that. Felt like I hit it perfect. I think directionally maybe just a hair off, but we're on green in regulation with a birdie chance, so can't get too upset at that. Thought it was going to run more than it did. Obviously, I'm having trouble gauging the pace. It's a longer putt, so always tricky. And that one just didn't hit it enough. I played the line well, but always tricky balancing the line with the pace. So we'll knock that in for bogey and move on to hole number 7. A decent hole here, par 4, a little over 260 meters. And this is one of those where my drive just didn't hook, and I nailed that tree, as you may have heard. So I've got a kind of tricky second shot here on some elevation in the rough. And didn't really get under it. It was a bit rough there, some tall grass. It was kind of nestled in there. Luckily avoided the bunker, but not by much. And just kind of hacked at it. Unfortunately, the club face was a bit open, so it rolled right. But we have a par chance here. And again, just a bit tricky with the pace. I kind of struggled with my putting today, unfortunately. We're trying to do damage control here and just make up for it in the fairways if we can't make up for it on the greens. So that's a double bogey there, and we move on to the next hole, which is a pretty straight par 3. A little over 120 meters, about 120 to be exact. Good flight on the ball, just a bit right. Noticing a trend with this, so it's something I'm definitely planning on improving at the driving range. My balls tend to go right, so just trying to close that club face and have a smoother stroke. And chipping that up there, trying to get close to the hole, and just damage control on the putting, see if we can make up for it. Bang, par. Obviously, we're all very happy that I figured out the putting, at least for that hole. Okay, hole number 9 here, par 5, 425 meters, and downhill. Just banging that driver down there. Pretty solid hit, middle of the fairway. I think the form wasn't the prettiest though, and so you'll see my caddy again, of course, giving me some tips to try to improve that. He's telling me I'm lifting my head on the way up, which is not really helping me on the follow through. And I don't know if my swing attempt scared him off or annoyed him. He seemed to just walk away and show me one more time with the 3-wood. Good flight on the ball. I hit it good, but just didn't get the direction right. And so unfortunately we're kind of nestled behind some palm trees here. Tried to do a punch shot and have the ball back in my stance. It did stay low, which is good, but it actually hit the curb and bounced up and really ran forward. So kind of nice in that way. I got some distance, but kind of a tricky chip here because of the rough. And unfortunately, it just kept running. I think I used a 52 here. Maybe I could have used a 60 to get some higher loft and landed a bit softer. But yeah, as I attempt to finish this final hole, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. As a somewhat beginner golfer, I hope my play didn't scare you off too much. And if you do find yourself nearby, I definitely recommend checking out this beautiful course for yourself. So overall, finished the course plus 13, not the worst, and still looking to improve on that for sure. Happy with the couple pars. So stick around for more golf and hopefully better scores in the future. Take care.